Over recent years, the Philippines has seen a significant influx of expats attracted by the country's economy, beautiful landscapes, women, nightlife, and the grand allure of its tropical lifestyle. As these foreign nationals settle into the Philippines, they inevitably bring with them their own set of values, customs, and practices. This blending of cultures has led to questions about the impact of expats on Filipino society. Are Filipino traditions evolving to accommodate these foreign influences, or are Filipino traditions becoming westernized? As a foreigner in the Philippines, it's either the locals befriend you and take your money, or they scam and rob you for money. I think that can be true to most parts of the world. Now, is there a clash between the two cultures? In this video, we'll examine the delicate balance between Filipino traditions and the influence of expats or foreign vloggers, exploring both the positive contributions and the challenges that arise when different cultures collide. It will also feature two separate case studies on popular expat channels. The Roach behind Sunshine Shoulders and Paul McGill, the godfather of the expat vlogging community over in Dramageta. Two individuals turned influencers who have tried to rewrite Filipino life and lifestyle into their own version, as another state of America will lead the way as examples of real-life scenarios regarding this issue. Is there a clash between local and Western culture? First, let's take a look at the rich tapestry of Filipino traditions as the host nation. Filipino culture is deeply influenced by its long history, shaped by centuries of Spanish colonial rule, American governance, and its own indigenous traditions that have been passed down for generations. Some of the most prominent aspects of Filipino culture include strong family ties. When you marry a Filipina, you marry her entire family. That is the notion that 99% of foreigners have. Emotional support is something that 99% miss in thinking that life here is similar to Western societies. The Filipino family unit is one of the most important pillars of the society. Relationships are highly valued, and the concept of bayanihan, the spirit of communal unity, is central to Filipino life. Extended families often live together or in close proximity, fostering a strong sense of support and interdependence. Festivals and celebrations. Filipino life revolves around its colorful festivals and cultural celebrations. Events like Sinulog, Black Nazarene, and Pahiyas are rich in history and tradition. These festivals highlight the Filipino love for music, dance, and feasts, as well as a deep sense of spirituality. Respect for elders. Filipino society places a high value on respect for elders, often expressed through gestures such as mano, taking the hand of an elder and pressing it to one's forehead, and addressing older individuals with formal titles like ate, older sister, or kuya, older brother. These practices reinforce the idea that respect for one's elders is a fundamental part of Filipino identity. Religious influence. The Philippines is predominantly Catholic, with religious traditions playing a major role in daily life. Celebrations like Simbang Gabi, which is a series of early morning masses during Christmas, and the Feast of the Black Nazarene showcase the strong faith of the Filipino people. The arrival of expats, a new wave of influence. As the Philippines' economy has grown, it has become a prime destination for expats, especially retirees, digital nomads, entrepreneurs, and employees of multinational corporations. Areas like Metro Manila, Cebu, and Davao have seen a significant rise in the number of expats choosing to live in the country. These foreign nationals come from all corners of the world, each bringing their own set of values, lifestyle habits, and expectations. Adapting to Filipino life. Expats often find themselves adapting to a new and vibrant lifestyle in the Philippines. While some embrace local traditions and try to blend into the community, others may maintain their old habits, leading to the introduction of foreign customs into Filipino life. For instance, many expats are drawn to the Philippines for its tropical weather and laid-back lifestyle. They often favor beach resorts, open-air markets, and outdoor leisure activities like hiking and swimming. This influx of tourists and foreign residents has brought a shift in how some Filipinos approach leisure time, with an increasing number of Filipinos embracing a more globalized, relaxed lifestyle. Furthermore, expats often bring with them different attitudes toward work, family, and social structure. In certain cases, expats may introduce Western values related to individualism, work-life balance, and consumerism, which contrast with the more communal, family-centered traditions of Filipino society. Cultural exchange, or cultural erosion. While many expats are eager to integrate into the local culture, there are instances where their influence may be seen as a challenge to Filipino traditions. One of the more common areas of friction arises from the interaction between expat business practices and local customs. Another would be the relationship and dating scene. For example, some expat-owned businesses in the Philippines operate with a more formal corporate structure, which can sometimes clash with the informal, family-oriented nature of many Filipino-run businesses. While professionalism is increasingly valued in the Philippines, the strong influence of personal relationships and close-knit networks remains a fundamental aspect of the Filipino way of doing business. Additionally, the growing number of expats in popular tourist destinations, such as Boracay and Palawan, has resulted in changes to local customs and traditional practices. As these areas cater to the needs of foreign visitors, local customs may begin to shift to accommodate the expectations of expats, especially in terms of hospitality, dining, and entertainment. This can lead to a dilution of local culture in favor of a more international, commercialized experience. The positive impact of expats on Filipino culture. Despite some challenges, the presence of expats in the Philippines has had several positive effects on the country's culture. One of the most significant contributions is the global perspective that expats bring. Many Filipinos living in urban areas benefit from exposure to new ideas, technologies, and ways of thinking through their interactions with expats. In turn, this fosters an environment of innovation and creativity, leading to the emergence of new cultural trends, culinary styles, and business practices. Expats also play a key role in expanding the Filipino economy. Many expats invest in local businesses, create jobs, and contribute to the growth of industries such as tourism, real estate, and technology. This influx of capital and expertise not only helps boost the economy, but also provides new opportunities for Filipinos to learn from their international counterparts. Moreover, the multicultural environment created by expats leads to greater cultural exchange. Filipinos are often curious about the countries and customs that expats come from, which fosters an environment of learning and mutual respect. Local Filipinos may start to incorporate some foreign traditions into their lives, such as international cuisines or new holiday practices, while expats develop an appreciation for Filipino customs. Despite the many positive aspects of cultural exchange, there is also the potential for conflict. As expats bring their values and lifestyles into the Philippines, they may unintentionally challenge traditional Filipino practices. Some Filipinos may feel that their cultural identity is being threatened by the introduction of foreign ways of life, leading to a sense of loss or displacement, and forgotten. Moreover, the rise of globalized consumer culture has led to the influx of foreign goods, entertainment, and lifestyle choices, which may be perceived by some as undermining local traditions. International fast food chains, Western-style malls, and global fashion trends have all contributed to a shift in consumption patterns, sometimes overshadowing traditional Filipino products and local craftsmanship. The interaction between Filipino traditions and expats' influence is a complex issue, but it's not necessarily a clash. Rather, it is an opportunity for mutual learning and adaptation. Filipino culture is known for its resilience and flexibility, and it has long been shaped by various foreign influences, from the Spanish and Americans to the Chinese and Arabs. Today, the influx of expats is just another chapter in the ongoing evolution of Filipino identity. Rather than viewing the influence of expats as a threat, it can be seen as an opportunity for Filipino society to blend the best of both worlds. Filipino traditions may adapt, but they do not necessarily have to be erased or lost. As long as there is a mutual respect for each other's cultures, there is potential for both Filipino traditions and expat values to coexist and enrich one another, creating a more diverse and globally connected society. It is essential that we eradicate such negative portrayals by individuals such as Paul and Calvin to protect the youth of this nation.
Paul McGill is basically a retired car salesman and failed father back in the United States. He has openly stated that all his kids turned out to be screw-ups while one is in prison. A careful observation will see that it is a result of Paul and his lack of leadership as a guide and mentor, as head of the family. A kid's upbringing begins at home, period. We cannot blame the kids, nor his wife who cheated on him. Paul has garnered much support and sympathy from his fanny pack club with his one-sided narrative, but many or most fail to realize that Paul is or was the man of the house, with a duty to lead, protect and provide. That was his duty as a role model to his family, which he has since neglected for a woman 30 years younger than him halfway across the world. There is no other right view or perspective. Paul is a failed father with no morals, and that is evident with his previous videos exposing Filipinas of legal age but with no life experience, half naked on social media. This includes his wife Baby May, whom Paul has given the world in exchange for her soul, decency and moral standards. It is evident that he has a reinforced Western mainstream mindset that has little to no value on cultural and moral ethics. He is like that favorite aunt that all the kids like. The one that will let them do anything behind their parents' backs. The one who advocates that life isn't meant to be taken seriously because no one is getting out alive. The one who arrives at family events pissed drunk, while bringing treats for her favorite little ones. While the narrative may seem fun and cool, it's in contrast to real societal values and the heritage that this country holds dear and possesses. Remember the moral lesson behind this famous tale. A father visited his daughters and noticed them wearing revealing outfits. Concerned for their well-being, he sat them down and said, "My dear children, let's think for a moment about the most valuable resources on earth, gold, diamonds, and oil. These treasures are hidden beneath the surface. To uncover them, one must dig deep and drill far through hard work, determination, and perseverance. In the same way, your true worth and values are not always visible at first glance. It's important to keep these treasures concealed and to understand that, to truly appreciate who you are, others must dig deep to discover your inner beauty. Nurture your values, as they are what make you truly precious." Is this how expats are changing the culture? Let us have a look at the Roach behind Sunshine's shoulders. He openly states that men in their 60s and 70s can find a young 18-year-old with no life experience who should be in school, leveraging poverty for a quick fix. This ex-drug addict, now sex addict, traveled to 5 different provinces to meet 5 different young Filipinas within the span of a month, and then catfished his current partner into a relationship. Think about it. He leveraged money over the whole situation and continues to spread that evil mindset to his audience, which includes underage kids, as part of his 1,000 peso giveaway game show. He is exploiting the society for its communal bonds, with his pay-it-forward mentality, giving $20 to families in return for likes, views, and growing his platform. Their one bag of rice comes back to him in 10 folds, through content creation, and he conveniently doesn't mention this, disguising it as a way of paying it forward just because he was given a free handout in life to get to where he is today. Calvin was offered a job as a way out of his addiction and did not actually find a job through hard work, sacrifice and determination. He always likes to talk about jumping out of the rat race and hamster wheel that many worked hard to get into, but he himself was given everything on a silver platter. He was surviving on loans until he opened up his YouTube platform, which started off as a game show before selling the Philippines as a sex tourist destination. Calvin doesn't know the value of hard work. He is after quick and easy fixes in life, similar to the quick and easy fixes he received, living on the floor of a crack house and in shelters. He was living in a shelter and eating at food pantries funded by taxpayers, yet he discriminates against the taxpayer system that he benefited from. Now he is selling racism to remain relevant, as if black men are marginalized. This case study could go on forever, but I trust that my audience, viewers, and subscribers are intellectually capable of grasping the point I've directed you in. What we are witnessing is a cultural clash, where Western ideologies of mainstream doctrination are being thrust onto certain portions of society through social media platforms in basically altering the way of thinking, much like remixing the culture for what it is into something that it is not known for. Something toxic, that doesn't speak to the values that the forefathers of this nation envisioned for their children. Don't blame the locals. Most of the negativity that we see from the locals or what foreigners often polarize is from the illiterate and disadvantaged portion of society. This country has world-class professionals, in all sectors, whether it be science, social science, sports, and even art and social media. Most, if not all, these old vloggers and expats, including Paul and the Roach, are in relationships with poor, disadvantaged single mothers, and so they radiate this general perception that all Filipinos are like that. It is not like that. Walk up to any university or college in the Philippines and you will see young Filipinos going to and from school with dreams and aspirations. The Roach is inviting old foreigners to come over here and exploit or entice these young girls with money, right?
But I've been to immigration. I've been interrogated by immigration for, of all things, human trafficking and exploiting women. Because all they have to do is shoot an email to these people. Yeah. You know how serious human trafficking is.
That's true, yeah.
They pull me in.
Unbelievable.
You know, and it's nothing but women I'm interviewing. Yeah. But when I dropped that name, I said, hey, do you think if I was dealing with such and such that, you know, I couldn't be a bad guy. They jaws hit the ground. It was like the Red Sea opened up and they let me go. But then
this
I had to go back.
This is the kind of negative mindset that we don't want in society. This free handout mentality. This who you know over what you know mentality. It speaks against the good values and principles of hard work.